What's going on, everyone? So the Houston Rockets just weren't as good as people thought this season. I was very adamant when they landed Kevin Durant that I actually thought they might be worse, and lo and behold, they were. They getting Kevin Durant was fine, but they needed to go get that secondary shot creator and or playmaker, right? And yet they didn't do that. Especially when Fred VanVleet went down, you didn't get any playmaking. And even Fred VanVleet, I don't think would have been enough to take them over the top. Even with Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams, this team fully healthy, I still don't think would have been enough to win a championship. Maybe it would have gotten them out of the Lakers series or something like that, but I don't think it would have been enough to win the NBA championship, right? And I think that they need that secondary shot creator, or they're going to have to completely retool this thing in the offseason. There's 2 straight years that they have been disappointing and had disappointments in the first round. And, this 2 years in a row that they thought that they were better than they actually were. And Ime Udoka said it going into this series that I thought JJ Redick was the better coach, that I thought he was a better tactician, right? Where Ime Udoka, he's very limited, particularly on the offensive side of things, right? And so I picked I talked about it on the Lakers channel, right? Picked the Lakers to win this series. And, Houston, unfortunately, again, they were really lacking. And it's not, a coincidence that now you're getting reports that basically everybody from players to coaches all could be gone this upcoming offseason. So this comes from Michael Pina. There are no untouchable players or coaches on the Houston Rockets heading into the offseason. Now, seismic decisions lie ahead, and literally no job is safe. No player is untradeable. No coach unexpendable. Again, I don't think Houston is far, right? The problem is they are very limited offensively, and unless Jabari Smith Jr. becomes an 80% three-point shooter or something crazy like that, you're going to continue to be limited, right? They're probably losing Tariq in this offseason, which I think is fine, right? Losing him will hurt, but I think they'll be fine in that regard. They need to make a trade and package a trade to go get a just legit scorer play. They need to go get a Kyrie Irving, right? Adding Kyrie Irving to that starting five. Do Kyrie, Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant, Amin Thompson, and Alperen Sengun, and now you might be the best team in basketball, assuming Kyrie Irving can stay healthy and stuff like that. Do what you got to do to make that happen. Trade picks, trade players, whatever. Reed Shepherd and all that other stuff. I know a lot of Houston fans really like Reed Shepherd, but he might be there in a couple years, but you have Kevin Durant, right? And that was the problem that I had with them going and getting Kevin Durant, is as soon as you land Kevin Durant, you're in win now mode. There is no, let's give it 3 years, right? The moment you go and trade for KD, that's it. You're all in. So now you either need to go get a Giannis or go get somebody. But the problem is the lack of floor space. And even with the Giannis, I don't know if a Giannis would put them over the top, because they'd still need that playmaker. They'd still need that scorer. There's a reason skilled positions are still important, right? As much as the NBA is positionless basketball, you still need that point guard. Whatever size that point guard is, you need him. And they try to turn Amin Thompson into that, and he's just not that for them, right? There was also reports that talked about it that Alperen Sengun may end up being on the trade block, and they may look to take him in assets to go get a Giannis or something like that. Sure, absolutely, right? If you can go make that happen, you can take Sengun and a bunch of firsts and go get Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then from there, I wouldn't go take Jabari Smith and whatever else you have left and go get a Kyrie or something. You need somebody that can be another shot creator, hit shots, shoot off the dribble, shoot over the top, but also make plays. Ironically, something that I talked about that actually still makes a lot of sense for Houston. If I was Houston, I'd at least talk to them about it, is Houston trading for Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is exactly what that team needs. Playmaking, shot creation, scorer, can play on ball, can play off ball. They need somebody like that. Kyrie Irving, right? To a higher degree, right? They need somebody that can go and just go get you buckets. I've seen Darius Garland. Darius Garland, yes, would make a lot of sense. However, he's too much of a risk as far as injuries go, right? Like the guy just can't stay healthy. And to me, I just don't think he's worth that risk if you're Houston. De'Aaron Fox, right? If the Spurs end up losing in the first round, they could use some size out at the wing. Could you maybe do something where you're putting a package together to go get De'Aaron Fox, right? Now you got De'Aaron Fox with Josh Okogie and Kevin Durant, and now, he's somebody that can, again, make the plays, set the table, hit shots, help you close in the fourth, take pressure off of Kevin Durant, right? There's options out there. It's just, is Houston willing to do what's necessary in order to make that happen? Is Houston willing to kind of pony up what they need to pony up in order to make that happen? Possibly, potentially, but to me, I look at it and I go like, it's very clear what Houston needs, right? They have the center depth. They have, the wing depth. I mean, they got more wing depth than they know what to do with, right? Which isn't a bad thing to have, but you need the skill players. You need the skill positions. You need guys that can go get shots of buckets. Maybe Amin Thompson takes some steps, but he'd need to take some drastic steps, right? Like, he's still kind of more put his head down and get to the basket. I've seen people say like he's just Ben Simmons 2.0. He's better than Ben Simmons as far as like the skill set goes and versatility, right? Like he's more explosive, right? He can knock down the mid-range on occasion. He actually tries to shoot threes and he just isn't there yet. He'll be better than Ben Simmons was. But he's somebody that, again, I understand the comparisons right now. He's very limited offensively, but he needs to take like significant strides. And I don't know if he'll take those strides from this year to next year, right? Maybe this year from 2 or 3 years from now. But at that point, Kevin Durant's probably gone. It's, again, you're in a really rough spot if you're Houston, because it's just, you're going to have to make some tough calls and tough decisions. Do you really want to break up the young core but you went and got Kevin Durant? It's like, why? Which is why I thought San Antonio made the most sense for Kevin Durant, which, look, if Kevin Durant went to San Antonio, they're probably the best team in basketball and they're probably winning the NBA championship this year, which is why I thought Kevin Durant should have went there. Houston, it made sense on paper, but I didn't think it was enough. To me, it was like, okay, if they get Kevin Durant and, go trade for a Kyrie, especially now that Luka's not there, right? Then it was like, okay, that makes sense, right? Because you have the athleticism and the defense and the length and all the things you need. You just need the shot creation. Well, okay, now we went and got 2 shot creators in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And Kyrie Irving can be your point guard and initiate and all that stuff. You're probably the best team in basketball, or one of the best teams in basketball, if Kyrie can stay healthy, right? Like, that's the big thing. And then Kevin Durant, can he stay healthy? But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Else not, if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.